does to relax in our lives. Energetically, our labor costs more than it does to relax. But we deem relaxation as expensive. Why would relaxation be expensive? Relaxation is a poor man's, like, fucking, not, I wouldn't say, like, a poor man's luxury. Relaxation is a poor man's luxury. Why? Because it's the only thing he can afford. It's the only thing a poor man can afford is relaxation. All you do is relax. But it'll feel like $1 million resort in a war zone. But that's the poor man's understanding of it. But that's if the poor man can be rich in his type of thinking. Because there are poor people everywhere who don't think rich, you know? You can think rich and still not have finances. That's where I'm at. I think rich, but I don't have the cash. I know the cash will come, but I'm not worried about that because that's not where my focus is. My focus is on currently, like, centering around the beginning theme, understanding that my subconscious and my conscious are the same computer. It's the same computer. Not even just the same computer, but it's the same commands, the same hardware, the same software. What I command consciously, when I say I want to be open to receive, when I think that in my mind, that same software is what subconsciously makes me stand upright and drop my shoulders back. That same software tells me that I consciously said I want to be open to receive. Subconsciously drop my shoulders. Subconsciously let my energy be more open. Not even just my energy be more open, but my body language be more open. Like, just subconsciously. I didn't think about it, but I gave it the command. And then you gotta think about how computer softwares work. Like, when you think about Instagram, you think they're sitting there writing every single manual thing. I mean, they do, but like, within the way the things transition, like, they can't control exactly how it transitions. Like, if they said transition to the left and whatever animation was created just kept creating over and over again, at some point they're just like, you know what, this is just how it is. At some point, this is just how the system wants to express itself. The system itself is alive. Again, why? Because it's created from the same consciousness of reality. If we think about the internet, the internet's so bad, brain rot, X, Y, and Z, we still use the shit. Can we just stop saying it's horrible? If we just stop saying it's horrible, it'll become better for us. Like, realistically, it's like we can sit here and say, oh my gosh, the internet's so bad, oh my gosh, AI, oh my gosh, this isn't this, oh this isn't this. Guys, you people who are so fixated on the doom and gloom of things and think you're being self-righteous, in reality, you're not being self-righteous. If you're like, there is a baseline of truth when understanding when things are bad, and there's also a baseline of truth when understanding how the bad can do good. And the baseline of understanding where the bad can do good is a very hard thing to understand when you're not being open to receiving other insights of information. Because the bad will show you how good it can do. The bad will openly show you how good it can do. It's like, oh, you think I'm so bad? Watch how good I do. I'm gonna terrorize you so much that you evolve. I'm gonna terrorize you so much that you love yourself to the maximum. I'm gonna terrorize you so much that your sense of self-worth will never leave you. That's how big and bad that is, you know? That's how big and bad is, you know? And it's like, wait. Same computer, remember, same computer, guys. It's the same computer. The same way we think about good and evil. Dude, it's the same computer. Like, it's the same computer. Subconscious and consciously, it's like, guys, it's the same thing. And if you trust that your system just fucking works, if you trust that, hey, I got a supercomputer inside me. No, not even inside me. I'm made to be a supercomputer. If you understand that you as a human are made to be a supercomputer, any living life form is made to be a supercomputer, because we think about computers and we're like, oh man, this is technology. We don't understand that the type of technology we are to be a living vessel that repairs itself, and consciously thinks from its own environment, that is consciously able to see the things in its environment and evolve, not even just evolve, but mutate and grow and change and express that to onto other things to make them evolve. Like, is that not supercomputing? Chat, W's in the chat for supercomputing. W's in the chat for supercomputing, because we just cracked the code. We cracked the code to supercomputing. We've been the supercomputers the whole time. But when you got your supercomputer running endless porn ads, you know, it does kind of slow it down. When you got 20 tabs of malware, it does slow it down. And what is that malware? Things that don't resonate with the computer. Things that don't do what the computer was designed to do. You know, when you do those things instead of using the computer the way it was designed to be used, that's when you get sluggish. That's when you get depression. That's when you get heartache from things of just living life. When you think life itself is a pain, that's because you're not using your computer right. Yeah, we gotta have more computer hygiene. You know, think about the way you take care of your cell phone. Now understand that you're a supercomputer way beyond your cell phone. Your level of computing is way beyond your cell phone. Like, your cell phone's cool and all, but you're way beyond that. Like, way, way, way beyond that. Like, there is no physical manifestation to show you you're way beyond that other than your vessel itself. Other than your human vessel itself, there's no way to communicate that you're beyond that. But people don't allow that for themselves. Why? It's too much power for some. Others, it's too much accountability. For some, it's overstimulation. What I would say, overstimulation, but analysis paralysis. It's like, what do I do with this? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Let me ask someone. Second opinions, second opinions, second opinions. Instead of just understanding the computer itself runs perfectly. And it runs so smooth. Not even just so smooth and perfectly, but the computer also works with other computers smooth and perfectly. But that depends on how lubricated the computer is. And that depends on how lubricated your computer is. It's it's skill-based matchmaking. However much you take care of your computer, which is your vessel, is what you get matched with. And this is perspective-wise, because the mind is more powerful than any substance in existence. You can sit here and take every substance in existence, but if your will is too strong, you can make all of that shit not even happen. You can make a heroin high not happen just from your will alone. You can inject that shit into your veins, and if your will is strong enough, you won't get high. That's how strong your mental is. That's how strong your mind is. If you die, your mind will literally jump you to the next reality that says, hey, I'm not ready to die yet. That's how strong your computing is. And the thought alone of thinking, I'm overstimulated. I can't process this. It's like, I can't deal with this and this. It's like, you're not computing what you're meant to compute then. Simple. It's that simple. We don't sit there and ask the ants to do calculus. They're not supposed to compute what we compute. Maybe there's a species of beings that wants us to compute what they compute, and we were never meant to compute what they compute. Why? Because we have a different language. We have a different resonance. We don't tell ants to build colonies like bees. We don't tell bees to be like worms. We don't teach them exactly the same information, but we do understand that their lessons can be transcribed from verse to verse. You know? A bee can understand what it feels like to be a butterfly, but then at the same time, a butterfly can understand what it feels like to be a worm.